Hello everyone! I made this Blender short in 1 month, and in this video I want to show you how I went about doing that. First of all, if you haven't seen it, go watch it, the link's in the description. In this project I wanted to focus on lip sync, as I never did something similar to that before. One day into the project I decided to submit it to a local short film festival. That's also the festival that got me my first award. You can find the short that I submitted back then down in the description below too. This rather spontaneous decision is also the reason why I only had 4 weeks to finish the project, as the deadline was in 6 weeks and I wanted to get it done at least 2 weeks earlier in order to get some feedback from friends and family. I started off by creating the two protagonists, Sam and Bella, two suitcases arguing about who's the better suitcase for their owner, Matteo. I thought this idea was kinda fun. After all, I only wanted to lip sync something, no matter what, and that's why I got to work and started writing the screenplay using the software Scenarist. The reason why I created the characters first is that seeing the characters in front of me really helps me with thinking of a story. I also used ChatGPT for inspiration. It gave me the idea of the taxi driver losing control over the car. 3 days later, I was done writing the screenplay and began animating the first scene. I used the add-on Real Trees to import a few low-poly trees, which I then scattered on a plane using weight paint. After that, I modeled a few rocks to make the ground look a bit more interesting and put them in the same collection as the trees, so they would be scattered on the plane as well. With that done, I slapped a texture from the Polyhaven asset library on the plane and a curve on top of that to function as a street. I used the Blender Kit add-on to import this awesome taxi car model by SAMUSENKO. The link's in the description again. I animated the car using a path and follow path constraint, which led to the car following the curve. In order to get to work on the next scene, I had to get the dialogue and ask my sister whether she wanted to be Bella. In the next scene we see Sam and Bella in the trunk discussing. From a story point of view, the scene is nothing special, but from an animation standpoint the scene was a huge step for me, as this is the core part of the film in which I learned the most. As I already mentioned, I wanted to focus on the lip sync part in this project. I accomplished the lip movement by using simple shape keys in order to control the shape of the mouth. The eyebrows work in the same way. I used an empty to control the eyes. The eyes are just two PNG images put on spheres, and these PNG images are parented to set empty. After I was done with the first shot, the scene was really repetitive from an animation standpoint. Once Sam started to shout, it got interesting again, because this is when the taxi driver loses control over the car and he is surprised by the fact that there are voices coming from the trunk. I box modeled the bridge and used an array modifier to copy that part in order to be able to decide how long the bridge needed to be. I made the forest and the street in the scene in the same way I made them in the first scene, to save time. Nevertheless, every location switch is a new Blender file to keep everything organized. The inside of the car has its own file, the bridge has its own file, and the post-credit scene has its own file too. I edited the movie using Vegas Movie Studio and composed the music in LMMS. The Soundly and the Freesound.org sound library are the places I got the SFX. After that, it was all about mixing everything together and hit render. In case you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments below. If you found this video helpful or interesting, we'd really appreciate a like or sub. You can always change your mind later. We'll see you on the next one.